going on, everybody? MC Andrew Love back on your screen and your speakers one more time. And you're tuned in to another edition of Let's Chat and Jam. We are live on YouTube, but for those people that are listening to us on the rerun, there is no bloopers, okay? So if you're watching us live, you're going to take advantage of all the things that you will not see on the replay. Folks, I want to say thank you for tapping in. I'm hanging out with a brother by the name of Cousin Floyd. Well, you'll see it right there on the screen. His name is Cousin Floyd. Cousin Floyd is this dope artist. Let me just say, his music is different. It's not like the music you hear on the radio. So you can't go out there and looking for a Cousin Floyd because there is no other Cousin Floyd. There's only one. There's only one Cousin Floyd, and he's right there to my, I guess it would be to my left. To your right, to my left. That's Cousin Floyd over there. And thank you for tapping in, Cousin Floyd. So without further ado, folks, let me introduce to you Cousin Floyd.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me on here, man. Thanks a lot, guys. It's nice to be here. Nice to meet you. Finally, actually, I've heard nothing but great things about MC Andrew Love. Thank you guys so much. I'm super stoked to be here.
Well, I want to shout out your label, man. Let me see who your label is. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Is it Micah Records?
Mika Records.
Mika Records. I always say Micah. My bad, folks.
No, it's good.
I'm going to edit it anyway, so on the replay they won't even see that. But Mika Records, man, shout them out. I also heard they work with Finesse Productions now.
Yeah, we signed a thing up with Finesse Productions with Derek Scott and Finesse Banks and stuff. So like they're helping out with a lot of like our promotional ends of things, like with putting my songs on different like areas, helping out with like radio connections and stuff. Actually, like Undiscovered Gems, Quantum Stereo Radio, 2111 Radio, all those down in Orlando, Florida. I think there's another one that was in California that was playing it and stuff too. So yeah, man, some crazy things happening. That's for sure. I owe a lot to Mika Records and Finesse Management for sure.
Yeah, I met Finesse Banks. I interviewed her on my show.
Yeah, and really cool.
Yeah, I heard her music. It was that song I heard, and yeah, she's dope, man. Finesse Banks is one of a kind. She's got a awesome story. She come in from Brooklyn, and she graduated high school, wanted to go to college, become a producer. So she started going to Full Sail. Full Sail told her it's best if you just, go in person because you get to learn more that way. Yeah. Especially for what you're studying. And so her parents just up and said, let's go. We out. We're going to Orlando. And the rest is history. And
crazy.
That's really cool how they helped Finesse Banks see her passion come to fruition. It was really cool. She got some dope parents, man. She really does.
They're really good. It's a really good crew in there, man. From family to the streets, shall I say? You know what I mean? Like, cause like you gotta have that, and like having just been in Brooklyn. Yeah, I it's awesome that she got out of there. Like not in a bad way. Like and like it's just like I Derek, the guy who was behind like my management, like for Finesse, like he told me all about, he's literally like, I grew up in Brooklyn. He's like, I know exactly the area that you're in. And he was like, and when he was talking about it, it's like, I can see why, not necessarily in like a rude way or anything, but I mean, like, I can see more why people like want to try and like go to a different place. It's like myself, man, like up here in Canada, like I grew up in a tiny ass little neighborhood that was, you couldn't be a tattooed like weirdo. You couldn't be like an individual or like somebody that stood out or anything like that. Or, you couldn't be into weird things and you'd be called like a Satanist or something, because you're like, what? Like, what? Like I'm just a kid trying to have like a normal life and just be into things that I like, so what? I like hair metal and punk rock and jazz, like, or something weird. It's like, I just think that it's more of like a profiling kind of thing, and it's like, I think that we all kind of have that bigger dream, that big city dream kind of thing that we all want to sort of step out of and kind of get to another level. And, and it's really cool when you have people that believe in you and that want to stand behind you and actually support you and, and really like help you get to that spot, or say like, you know, if you leave this place here and go here, like it will do crazy, you know, insurmountable things for you. And I think that that's one of the things that really happened for Finesse, because like even more so now, like I heard about Finesse before I even like met Derek, you know what I mean? I was like, I had already heard Finesse Banks' name, and I was like, what the hell? Like that's really, I get to chat with her, like, you know what I mean? It was really cool, you know, and it just kind of all sort of like melded into one crazy thing, and now here we are.
Yeah. So, when did you realize you had this passion for the music?
Oh man, probably at a really young age, dude. Like I found that like my grandmother, I called her Nanny. She got me my very first acoustic guitar when I was really really little, and my cousin ended up like breaking it one day. It was like he like bumped into it and it like fell over against the wall and stuff, and it just snapped in half, and it was crazy. I felt so bad, but after that, it was more of like a like an uprising kind of thing for me for music, because I got into, you know, as soon as I hit like grade 6, I started playing saxophone, and I just immediately like wholeheartedly fell in love. And you know, jazz became like a really big part of my life, and my grandfather showed me a lot of cool jazz and a lot of cool like punk rock bands and stuff. And like, you know, when I had you know, that when I had like that start in my life, like it was just one of those things where like it all kind of came like in a natural way. I just started learning how to do stuff, you know, and I would hear things, and I would constantly be like listening to people. And like I remember one memory specifically, like I was in music class in like grade 6 or 7, and like the drummer was like trying to do a pattern and he couldn't do it. And like I just like at the end of class walked up to the sticks and just started playing it. And the teacher's like, "How long have you been playing drums for?" And I was like, "Right now." You know. And he's like, "What?" And like, "What the hell?" And then it all just kind of started, you know. And like I just had this sort of like ear for music, and I always chose to listen to that as opposed to listening to my teachers. You know, I was a pretty awful student. I didn't really do a whole lot of good in classes, except for when I was in music. You know, it was the only thing that made sense to me, and it was the only thing that really had any sort of like. It was the only thing I could comprehend. You know, like it wasn't that I was dumb, or like I didn't care or anything, but it didn't connect with me. You know what I mean? Like I know some friends who can go through a math equation like that, and you're like, that's insane. That's like solving like the world's problem right now. I have no idea how you did that, you know. But if you hand me a guitar, or you put me in front of a piano or a saxophone or a drum set, or just anything musical, like man, I get lost in it. You know what I mean? Like I'll be there for hours. You know, like I put a music video together last night just off of footage that I got from Brooklyn and New York and stuff for the newest song I just dropped, because I got lost in it. You know, I was just making it, and it was done, and I'm like, oh wow, it's 4:30 in the morning. You know what I mean?
So you do your own stuff. So you your own engineer?
For a lot of stuff, I do a lot of like my production and stuff. Like I haven't really made a lot of my beats over the last little while, because I've been working with new producers, and like I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying they want to work with me. And it just kind of like it all kind of started like happening from there, because like the very very first song that I ever released as Cousin Floyd was produced by myself. And then like it was called Jackie and Kelso. It was a song like, you know, visually based around like that 70s show. And if you ever go check out the music video, it's literally like you know the scene. Have you seen that 70s show?
Yes,
Like,
I have. Back
you
in
know,
the day.
like in the intro where they're like, you know, the camera's like turning at the table and stuff like that, and it's like each person kind of thing. Like I did that for the music video, but I played like each character. You know what I mean? Like it was like I shot the music video by myself. Like I made the beat by myself. I mastered the beat by myself. Like, you know, I did the whole thing like from the ground up. And I shot the music video in my home, like, you know, because it was during like COVID and stuff like that. So, you know, it was just one of those things. Like COVID was one of those opportunities for me to really get experimental. And like, you know, I jumped into I already made beats for my buddies. You know, I was already, you know, with being a drummer, it kind of helped out and kind of went hand in hand with understanding how to put a beat together. So like I started making stuff for my friends, and then they started asking me to like sing on their songs. And, you know, and my cousin Josh was even more like, you know, let's do tracks together, because he was a rapper, and it really inspired me to want to make more beats. And it just kind of one thing led to another. And it was just crazy, man, because now it's like I look back on it and I'm like, holy crap, like Like I just got back from New York. I just got back from New York for playing like Cousin Floyd music, and like if you were to tell me that like two or 3 years ago, I would have laughed in your face. I'd have been like, yeah, okay, sure, bro. Like that sounds like the dream, And like I'm not saying I'm living like the dream right now, but I mean like I'm starting to see it come true because like it's always been a dream to cross the border and go play music, and to know that it all started from me like making beats in like my bedroom on an iPad mini, like literally an iPad mini on GarageBand, making beats through there, and then just like upgrading to a computer and getting like a proper like recording setup and everything, and it's just wild to see like how far it's come, and I'm super proud of it. So onward and upward, man.
Definitely, man. I see that you are a type of artist that's a go-getter, like
Yeah.
a grinder.
Yeah.
I gotta make it happen. It's just what it is. I gotta get it done.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Because
Thanks.
there's a lot of artists I've met in the past that they say they want it, but their work ethic speaks difference. It speaks different volumes. It's not about what we say, it's what we do. It's our actions that speak louder than our words.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And those actions give you the opportunity to have your words be louder. You know what I mean? Because you can actually be heard. And like it's cool in that sense. Like the action of going down to like New York and playing my songs and stuff. Like, dude, I made connections this past weekend that I never ever dreamt that I would ever make. You know what I mean? And like
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. If you can make it in Brooklyn, you can make it anywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we just went out to Brooklyn ourselves the other day. Took an artist out there to Brooklyn a couple different times.
Yeah,
and man, we had a great time, man. Because we're from Syracuse, which is a central New York, small city within New York State.
Yeah,
in the middle of New York State, but this is not where dreams come true at. Syracuse, there's nothing really here to start you off a trajectory of success. You have to leave Syracuse and go other places. So Brooklyn is bigger than here. So that's a good place for us to start, is in New York City.
Absolutely, man. You got Bed-Stuy, like you got that whole neighborhood in there. Like you got that whole, dude, like that's where the show was. It was in Bed-Stuy. So it was cool. Like I was like, man, we're in Biggie's neighborhood right now.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So how many shows did you do out there?
We just did the one. Like it was a big fashion show. It was like a black tie event that we performed at. And actually Christine Cologne, she's actually she's the second half of like Mika Records, like I guess the CFO or whatever. I don't know how all the logistics work there, but she's like, there's Dean and then there's Christine, and those are the two. And Christine actually hooked up this show through CC Yvette with Royal Finesse Customs, and then there's Oidwear as well, Froggy, Keon, like all those guys. Like those, like they put on this wild fashion show that was just like with like some crazy clothes that they had all made and everything, and then like they had like there was like different brands of stuff in there. They had like different vendors and everything. Like it was a big event, and it was also Cece's birthday too. So it was super cool. It was a really neat experience, and like just to go down there and like and exactly like what I was saying, like what you were saying earlier, I came, from Syracuse to Brooklyn. I came from like a small town in Muskoka, came to like another city called Barrie. But Barrie, there's like stuff happening, but not a whole lot. You got to go to Toronto. You know what I mean? So like for that to happen, you got to start to break out. And like, honestly, man, like doing the events that we do up here was nothing like what I did, this past weekend and stuff. And there's nothing against the shows up here. It's just like down there was like, it was really about like the music, and like everybody was in there to watch everybody play. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, I'm here to see my buddy. You know what I mean? And then I'm leaving kind of thing. And that's kind of what happens up here at shows sometimes, is that there's a lot of people who will just come out to see their friends and then they take off. You know what I mean? Or it's like, oh, I got to leave right now. My ride's taking off. And it's like, man, come on. Like, just, you know what I mean? It's stupid things like that. Like I find some people get lost in the idea of being there for the music and supporting the music, and then they're just there to support their friends because they know it gives them the opportunity to be seen. For myself, I don't give a shit about being seen. in any area because I'm going to another place to be seen by somebody else. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really worried about who's watching me because I'm just worried about going there and doing what I do. And if you watch me, that's cool. And if you want to chat, then let's chat. And if you if you don't want to chat and you think I suck, then that's cool too, man. I personally don't care. I'm gonna get in the car and drive to the next place and play again. So
who are some of your greatest influences?
Oh man, some of my greatest influences, I would definitely say it'd be like a lot of jazz stuff, like I'm a huge like I even like a lot of like late like early 50s, late 50s, 60s kind of stuff too. But it's like I grew up a lot listening to like Frank Sinatra and like Dean Martin, Paul Anka, like the Rat Pack, Sammy Davis, all that kind of stuff. I also spent a lot of time listening to the Sex Pistols, and like it was a really cool like upbringing. I think like a lot of my influences would really stem from like Paul Anka, Frank Sinatra, like just vocal stuff.
Wow,
Johnny.
Just hearing your music and you saying these artists, I'm like, what?
Yeah, man.
What?
Like yeah, it's pretty trippy, man. Like I'm a huge fan of Chet Baker. Chet Baker's amazing. Like Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday. Like that's my shit, man. Like that is my like.
I'm telling you, dude, you are one eclectic brother, man. I've never met someone like you before.
Thanks, man.
That's probably why you call yourself Cousin Floyd, because you're just that cousin that no one remembers. Everybody's like,
where
did you come from? Cousin Floyd?
Yeah.
Did we have a Cousin Floyd in the family? Oh, we do. Oh, okay. I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
you're the guy. Everyone's talking about you, Cousin Floyd.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Yeah, you're a cousin everybody wishes they had. That's what it is.
Exactly. I just want to be everybody's favorite cousin, and like that's even actually in the show. And there was the DJ Keon. He was sitting there while I was playing my song. He was like, "That's my cousin. Everybody, I told this is my cousin. This is my cousin. This is my cousin." And it was just awesome because that's like I had just met that dude that night, but we hit it right off from like the he's a producer. He's doing DJ stuff. Like I'm not a DJ, but I mean I'm doing producing and I do a lot of it was just a musical love, man. It was a mutual musical love, bro. It's cool.
So you were born and raised in your little town in Canada?
Yeah. I was born and raised up in Muskoka, and then I grew up. Yeah, it was a little spot called Huntsville. Like Muskoka is like the area, and then there's like a town called Huntsville, Bracebridge, and Gravenhurst that are like the three like real main spots of Muskoka that people know. But then there's like Perry Sound and all these and honestly, man, I'm telling you, it's like straight up cottage country. Like it is like there is nothing but
it sounds like cottage country when you say Muskoka.
Right, exactly. Like Muskoka is such a
all I'm thinking is trailer parks.
Dude, yeah, they kind of in a way like there are definitely trailer parks up there, but there's also like there's
campgrounds.
There's a like exactly dude, camping, canoeing, like
you're living near the deer, folks, and the elk and all those other animals.
Yeah, if you walk out your front door and see a bear, you can probably go back inside and feel safe. If you go outside and go close to the bear, you probably will die.
It's funny how human beings are, man, because we're always trying to find a nicer place to live. We want to get away from the congestion. So what do? We go move into where the wildlife lives. And then we get upset because we see an alligator in our toilet.
Yeah, that's so true.
Come on, man. I am not doing that. Yeah. You're not going to see me living with the bears. I'm not doing it.
Dude, like
I don't even like having skunk around me, okay?
Man, it's funny you say this, actually. Because, like, the little, like, so, like, the Huntsville, there's, like, Huntsville. I like went to like high school and stuff in, but there's like a smaller little town called Novar, which was classified as a village. And like that place had 200 people in it when I grew up in there, bro. And man, I'm telling you, there was one day, I kid you not, man, like there was a day where we literally had a friggin' bear walking through our streets, just like walking through the streets, man. It was like, it wasn't walking through the bush. It was walking through the damn street, okay? Like, it was almost like...
Where's he supposed to go? This is his home turf.
Believe me, man, when you see Novar, you're actually like, it's exactly that. When you see Novar, that is exactly what it is. Like, you're like, oh man,
The bear has no place to go but down the street.
it is
It's
straight.
not his fault that you asphalted his area. Folks, people out here in places like Saskatchewan.
Oh,
I've never been there, but I know it's country.
that one, that's a plane. That's a straight plane. That's a whole, the Saskatchewan is a, right? Saskatchewan's a flat land. Flat. Like, man, oh, dude, there's a funny joke that we Canadians have where if you're driving across Canada, and at a certain point, like in your travels, like if you're driving and you get to Saskatchewan, there's a certain point where you can see the entire curvature of the earth. That's how flat it is.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like it's obviously not true, but it's like, man, just, oh God, like ask any Canadian band that's toured across Canada, even myself, because the band that I played in when we toured Canada, we had everybody decided to fall asleep as soon as they hit Manitoba, and I had to drive across Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and that's not a fun drive to do when you're alone and everybody else is sleeping. I've even done the drive alone, but I'm telling you, man, when you drive across Saskatchewan, what is it, like 9 hours? It's 9 hours across Saskatchewan, something like that. At least
Did
9.
Did you say 9 hours across Saskatchewan? 9 hours.
9 hours of nothing.
It's like Texas.
Dude, yeah, it's like not, dude. It takes two, like almost 2 days sometimes, depending on the driver and the times that if you stop and stuff. It takes almost about a max, I would say, a day and a half to 2 days just to get out of Ontario if you drive up through northern Ontario.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like,
damn, like it don't take that long to get through New York State.
No, man. Like, it took me about, like, from my hometown, from my, like, the city I live in right now in Barrie, it took me about 9.5 hours to get to Brooklyn. But I would say we were in the car for probably about 12 hours because we hit like this one spot on the Jersey Turnpike that was just dead stop traffic, man. Oh,
wow.
It was the worst. We were in there for like 45 minutes just parked. Like, I could have got.
That's why y'all need your own airplanes.
See, and
everybody in Canada should have a private jet. Everybody. Right? I think the royal family, King Charles, should make a decree that every Canadian has a private jet.
I'm into that.
He should make a royal decree because you guys need planes to get around. It's so far.
You know, it's funny too, because they'd probably just be like, oh, what else the Canadian needs? They already got their sleds and dogs. Okay, come on. Like,
I wish I had some sleds and dogs right about now. I could use some sleds and dogs, especially when it gets wintertime and it gets cold outside and you just don't want to walk. So you got to have sleds and dogs to get you to point A to point B.
Dude, seriously.
See, a dog can handle it because a dog got fur.
I can't even agree with you more, bro. Like, I've genuinely had people ask me if we still live in igloos up here, and I'm like, what? Are you seriously? And they're like, yeah.
I know they have igloos in Alaska, right?
I mean, yeah, like that's way northern Canada. Like, we're talking like Northwest Territories, Nunavut, Alaska, like the Yukon. Like, that shit's got, you know, they have igloos up there because they want to. They don't choose to. If they want it, like, it's like going out and building a snow fort, you know. But like, I mean, I live in southern Ontario. Hot.
So cousin Floyd, what are some of your goals that you would like to achieve while you're in the music industry?
Oh man, honestly, like, the goals that I'd like to achieve would be to, I mean, first and foremost, I'd just like to connect with people with my music. You know what I mean? I'd love for, like, the songs that I do to be able to be like, you know, kind of like just so I want somebody to like feel something when they listen to my stuff. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm not after trying to be all, I got money and cars and I've done this and that, and, you know, and I'm not after any of that stuff. Like, I'm after connection and a deeper purpose. And like, I think like the goals that I have are just to truly connect with people and have people feel like they're not alone, and like have people feel like they don't have to feel like they're alone or go through the shit that we all go through alone. You know what I mean? And I find that like with the stuff that I write, for, and mind you, man, like some of the stuff that I've written, like I've been vulgar and honest and extraordinarily like cursing up a storm and swearing everything I can say, and like I was pissed off, and I think that that's the whole point, is that like my music is based off of emotion, and my music's based off of like, feeling something and being honest with myself first as an artist, and then being honest like in the song, you know what I mean? Because like I can't make up a feeling and I can't pretend to feel a way that I've never felt. And I think that like my goal is to make sure that everybody else feels honestly as well, because like we all kind of go through like weird parts in our lives where we lose ourselves as people, and we rely on other people to lift us back up and inspire us a new path and everything. But it's not really about that. I find that it's more about like how you carry yourself as a person and what you choose to do with the opportunities that you've been given. And for me, like the only ever goals that I've wanted, like sure, like I have musical like goals as an artist, and like I have dreams and stuff as an artist like individually, but it's like for me personally, like I find that like with every opportunity that I've had, I've just wanted to connect with people, like I've wanted to actually like have somebody like, you know, just like listen to one of my songs and be like, holy shit, like I really feel what you're saying here, and I really feel like the words that you're expressing, and and like when you sing like this line, or like you sing this line in a song or anything like that, it's like it connects with somebody on a deeper level. And like right now, man, I find that like all I want to do with my music is that I just want to make people feel something that they might have forgotten to feel, or they might not know how to feel until they hear it, or just the overall just want and the desire to be understood, and I find that like with some of my songs that I write, I can connect with people like that, because I'm not sugarcoating it, I don't want to be all like, oh, she left me and I'm doing fine. It's like, no, she fucked me up, and I'm and I'm ruined, like, and but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's basically it with that stuff, man. Like I want to connect with people, and like for me, even more so as an artist with my goals, like I want to be able to travel, and like like I have dreams right now to continue breaking through into the States, and like I want to be able to do that by being the artist that I've been. And and I love being the artist that makes people go like, like double take, and they like and not expect what's gonna come out of me, and like I think that's what's been the best part about it all, is just I've been able to just connect with people, and people have seen that I'm honest, and I'm not trying to be something else. I'm not trying to be a rapper. I'm not trying to be a singer. I'm already a singer. Like I'm not trying to be some hip hop, revolutionary, thing. I'm not trying to fix the wheel because it's not broken. Like I just want to be honest, and I just want to be truthful, and I want people to feel that with, that's all.
Look at this kid. My grandkid just came in the dang house and just photobombed me.
That's awesome.
He's so lucky that he's my grandkid.
Yep.
This is going to be edited, but for those folks that are watching this on this YouTube channel, it's live and you get all the bloopers.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, he asked me for his birthday money, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe he got it in my camera shot. Ah!
That's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's lucky. He's lucky. Come on and get your money, man. Come on and get your money, man.
That's awesome.
It's all right there, man. Go ahead, grab it.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, he just turned 8. That's long ago. This past Sunday.
That's awesome. Happy birthday, pal.
Yeah, he had to come in and get his birthday money so he can go spend it.
Yep.
Yeah, I try to tell him to save his money, man. Save your money. No, I want to spend it. I want to take it to the store. Just get all these snacks and cookies and cakes and stuff.
That was my daughter on her 5th birthday. I totally get that. Daddy, I got money. I want to go to the. Okay, well, what do you want to get? I want to get candy. Okay, oh, all right. Yeah, you got $5. You can get a lot of candy at the dollar store. All right. That's all she wanted to do is go to the dollar store because she knew she could get a bunch of candy.
That's the only place you can go right now is a dollar store and get a bunch of candy for a halfway decent price. Because you try to go to Walmart, you're going to spend an arm and a leg and one in the middle.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm telling you, man, they get you coming, they get you going.
Yeah, so I got a chocolate bar. It's $3.75. Oh, geez.
$3.75.
Inflation.
What is a $3.75 candy bar supposed to taste like?
Yeah, seriously, it better taste like gold.
I'm telling you, man, I eat a candy bar at $3.75. I better grow a couple of inches. Maybe my hair will grow back on top of my head if I eat a $3.75 candy bar. Man, oh man, Cousin Floyd, it's been so dope having you here, man. It's been really good. It's really having a good time having you here, man. You're very, very good at talking. Got a good conversation going, very intelligent, and I see you got a bright future ahead of you, especially within entertainment. Because you're not only just a performer, you're an entertainer, man, all the way around. Like, you could be in a movie if that's what you choose to do. You try out to be in some movies. You could be in other people's videos, just being like a comic relief, because I think you have those chops to do that.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to tell you, your record label, they don't know what they have on their hands, man, because you are an all-around entertainer, and they're going to have to really be busy finding you gigs.
Yeah.
Because now you're out there, man. Now you're out there. People want to hear you now. Especially you came out to Brooklyn. People are talking about you.
Yeah,
and they're gonna bring you back. They're gonna keep bringing you back.
I got asked to come back last night. Actually.
Of course. See, I knew this.
Yeah.
I saw your video on Instagram. I saw your performance.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was pretty cool because you sounded. Wait a minute. You had a backing track with you, didn't you?
Yeah. I use like my backing track and stuff for like harmonies and everything. Like,
but you don't keep the main vocals on there. You take those off.
Yeah, we take those off. That's actually a lesson my buddy Dan taught me. My buddy Dan Ree. I owe a lot to him too as an artist. He's huge, but he taught me one thing. He's like, man, you have one job. He has one job as a performer. He's like, perform your shit. Like, don't go up there. He's like, if you have to have like your like a backing track thing like under you for like your harmonies and stuff, he's like, that's fine. He's like, but like perform your shit. And I'm like, all right. And as soon as
a lot of rappers are like a Milli Vanilli type deals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They bring their whole track with them, including their main vocals.
Yeah.
So
they're just lip singing the whole time.
Pretty much.
It's
Milli Vanilli type stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I love.
Don't do that no more, rappers.
Yeah, I love to use the Milli Vanilli reference too. Your awards will be taken.
Yeah. You come to my show and you come in with a track and it's got just all your vocals and it's like the regular record. Come on, man. Yeah. Don't do that. You need a show track.
Yeah,
a show track is where it's at.
Yeah, no, we show up with the show track, so you don't show up at all, man. Because that's just the one thing that I learned. Like, it's like you if you fuck up, people notice. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't, if you got your just you can kind of perform it in a way that you don't normally perform it, or you might not, and that's the one thing that's fun about it is that you can be experimental. You can be an artist. You can actually be a musician.
Or you go out and grab yourself some musicians and make a band.
Yeah.
And now they can perform your backing track and then you could just play with your music. And you can go on and do it jazz type. You could jazz it up a little bit. Yeah. You could blues it up a little bit. However you want to do it. That would be dope, Cousin Floyd. Create the Cousin Floyd band.
Man, believe me, like there's a project.
Maybe in fact, you know what you could call them? The Family Reunion.
Oh, MC Andrew Love, man, you are. That's a brilliant idea. I really, really like that.
Cousin Floyd and the family reunion coming through to Buffalo, New York. Make sure you go tap in.
It would be crazy too, man, because like we've got stuff that we could do that with, like
because I'm gonna tell you something, Cousin Floyd. What you're gonna do is you're gonna have your band. They're gonna have names like Sister Lewis, Brother Ted, Uncle Smith,
Auntie something, yeah.
Mama Love.
Oh man, damn! I really like that.
Daddy Banks.
Something's happening. Something's happening right now.
I'm trying to tell you, it's Cousin Floyd and the family reunion.
There we go. I'm into that. Something might be stemming here.
Because now, anytime you show up, it's like a family reunion. Because the family's coming to town.
That's true.
And we coming to set blaze to that stage.
Ooh. Whew. Sold. I'm in. Yeah. Sign me up. All right, we're taking auditions for the Cousin Floyd Family Reunion Band. If you want to send a submission, go ahead and send it to Cousin Floyd at Instagram.
Yeah, I'm tell you now, man, it would be dope because I saw my friend Daquan Julius come to Syracuse. He got on the stage. He brought his band out. His band never had a name, so I'm like, might as well call him the Daquan Julius Band because you created the band, you put these guys together because they're dope musicians.
Yeah.
And that's your band, so you might as well call them that. And so that's what they are now, the Daquan Julius Band. Well, that's why I said you need a band because a band just does something different when you're performing. It's just a different dynamic. It's just different. And people can feel it when you got a band.
Yeah, it's a whole.
And people can enjoy it. People can sit down and because people that like rock and roll can enjoy it. People that like the blues can enjoy it. People that like jazz can enjoy it because now you have the opportunity with your band to do things you can't do on a backing track.
Yeah, man.
But if you have a backing track plus a band, that's even better.
Oh, dude, I know, right? And that's kind of like the dream. You know what I mean? I've definitely had that idea before because
hey, I'm shooting it back at you. I'm giving you the ideas. I'm putting them back in your brain. Here you go.
Setting me on fire right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just like my head's been kind of going. Ever since you started talking, I was just like, damn, that could actually be. He could play guitar, then he could do like I'm sitting here.
You know these people. So you might as well go ahead and give them a job.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
And then you could you could go in the studio and actually create music, like real music.
Exactly, right? And that's
all could be in the band. You could all be in there together. You could all put your ideas together as far as the music because you got the lyrics. You also know the sound that you want to work with. So you're able to, work with your artists when you go in the studio. Everybody's working together. And it's like, it's harmony, man. It's harmony. It's the family reunion.
Dude, like my head's already like thinking about a song right now.
I'm trying to tell you now, man. It gets no better than that, man. It gets no better than having a real band and a real band sound in your music. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it, man. That's why I love rock and roll, like heavy metal bands. I love Metallica. I love AC/DC. I love these guys because these guys are bands.
Yeah, exactly.
They take that band and they go into the studio.
See, dude, it's so cool that you say that because that has been my biggest like argument forever. Like when it came down to like even when I started making like beats and stuff for people, like I would always like you can ask like any one of the dudes at Lonely Boys that I've made beats for, like any one of the guys like Rada, like Z, Party, like any one of those guys, they would all tell you that I've basically like when it comes down to it, when I'm making a beat, I'm always trying to do it as authentically as I possibly can because I'm a friggin' musician, man. Like it has to be played. I can't rely on some sample or something that somebody else has made. Like it has to be played because I know that if it's played, then that means that I can go and do exactly that, transpose it into something that needs to be a full band production or something, because it's like it has to be done. Like, you know, like I have this album that I haven't released yet. It's with my buddy Rada. It's called Things You Feel. And like the whole thing is completely done by myself. Like I made all the beats for it, and all of them are like, you know, band like guitar stuff. There's one that's got like band style drums and everything in it, you know, and the other ones have like, you know, beat style stuff behind them. But it's still all the guitar, everything. There's not one thing that's sampled. It's all like, it's all been played. Every single note's been plucked with a friggin' pick, and I've slid the, you know, like I feel the notes, you know, I'm playing that, you know. And I think that that's the biggest thing, is that like when you're a band, you have the opportunity to genuinely, wholeheartedly, and authentically create a song from nothing. You know what I mean? And sure, a hip hop beat or a house beat or, you know, techno beat or anything that requires like electronic or digital stuff, yes, it is still being made from nothing, but it's also created with something that was already made. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's like where it's all sampling and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I love so much about bands, is that like in a band, you are literally like, you are creating what's going to be used as a sample. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if you're making a beat, you can already use something that's already a sample, and you can put that together with something, and you know what I mean? So it's like, there's a piece of authenticity that's almost taken away from that, you know, as opposed to what you get with a band. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense, Cousin Floyd.
Perfect.
Makes perfect sense. Well, thank you for coming through the show. I do appreciate your time. Since you've been here for the first time, you've now become part of the Let's Chat and Jam fam, which means you don't have to wait for me to tap into you anymore. Matter of fact, you don't even have to wait for me to tap into your label. All you got to do is go to my DMs on Instagram at Let's Chat and Jam and say, hey, Drew, I got a new song that I got coming out. I got a new book that I wrote, or I just got casted into my first film. Whatever it is you're doing, Cousin Floyd, it's important to me, and I want to know about it. So when you do tap into me, I'm going to get my calendar, and I'm going to say, deal, you in the show, let's go. It may take a few days, but it will happen. Bro. And so that's how easy it is when you're in the fam. So Cousin Floyd, welcome to the fam.
Thank you, my man. It's a pleasure. It's a real honor. Thank you so much. Like, that truly means the world, man. I can't express that enough. Thank you.
Well, you're a dope artist, man. And folks, when you go tap into Cousin Floyd, when you go tap in and check him out, this is what you're going to say. Damn, MC Angela, you did it again. You dang right I did it again. You dang right. I know talent a mile away. And Cousin Floyd is talented beyond measure. All you got to do is go tap in and tune in, and you're going to enjoy what you're listening to. And you're going to be happy that you followed my directions, because you're going to be like, oh, yes, yes. MC Andrew Love was correct on his assessment. He knows talent, because Cousin Floyd is seriously talented. And now Cousin Floyd is not by himself anymore. He's got a family reunion coming with him. So every time Cousin Floyd goes to a stage, he's bringing his family with him, and they're going to tear that stage up every time they get to it. All you got to do is follow along and tap in and listen to what Cousin Floyd's got you. As you heard him say, he's got a new song out, folks. He's got a new song out. So all you got to do is go tap in. Matter of fact, you can go to all streaming platforms and find Cousin Floyd there. You can go to Apple Music. You can go to Spotify. You can go to YouTube Music, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, iHeartRadio. Hell, the list goes on and on and on. Because wherever there's streaming going on, Cousin Floyd is in the middle of it.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
Man, that was fire. That was the one.
I'm on a roll, man. I'm on a roll.
Woo! Can't stop him now.
Listen, folks, this is Cousin Floyd, man. I don't want to keep trying to tell you what to do, so I'm just giving you some advice, folks. Go tap in. That's it. Go tap in, check him out. And like I said, he's on all platforms. There's no reason why you can't go tap in. Matter of fact, you could go to Cousin Floyd, and then you could go, if you want to go alphabetical order, you could check out another artist that's after Cousin Floyd. But I'm not going to tell you who that is. You got to go find out. So anyway, folks, thank you so much for coming through, Cousin Floyd. It's so appreciative having you here. You're a real dope, talented artist. Can you tell the folks where we can find you?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. First off, MC Andrew Love, thank you so much, man. Like, I owe you a big one, man. Like, nothing but love from here. You're an absolute gem, a real bro, man. I really appreciate you taking the time, chatting with me and hanging out and having me here. First off, you can find me on Instagram at Cousinfloyd with an underscore at the end of it. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube. Look up Lonely Boys. Hit up my boys Rada, Z, Avant Garde, Party, Matto, the whole team, Epi, Half Pound Patty, every single person that's up in there. We got a lot of stuff that we're working on. But yeah, find me on all the social platforms, all the music streaming platforms. Check out the music video that I just dropped today. Literally, it's just a weird, random little tour music video, but it's pretty rad, and I actually really enjoyed it. So it's for my song Supernova. Supernova is out now. Got a new song dropping soon too. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot happening, man. I will be keeping you posted. Trust me on that. But hit me up, everybody. I can't wait to chat with you all, and I can't wait for you to tell me what you think of my tunes.
Speaking of tunes, you did send us a new song for us to play for the fans. Is that correct?
I believe I did.
Yeah, and so since you know the name of this song, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, the song's called Supernova, I believe it would be. And
that would be it.
Yeah, I was like, I know there's a couple, but I think Supernova would be the one. And Supernova is just a song that I had sitting in the vault for a little while, and it was just one of those things that I just needed to get it out, and I had the song written up. Actually, I was gonna do it with somebody, and I decided to not do it with that person, and because whatever. And yeah, man, it was one of those ones where when the song came out to be what it was, I showed it to Dean and Christine and Derek, and they were all like, kind of, whoa, whoa, okay. And I showed it to all the boys in my team, and they are all immediately just like, that's crazy. Like, what the hell's going on here? And I was like, I don't really know. I was like, just kind of came out like that, and yeah, it's just a song I'm really proud of. It's got a catchy little hook to it, so I everybody tell me what you think. See if you enjoy it. It's on YouTube right now with a brand new music video. So if you like the song, go check out the video after and tell me if you dig it.
That's right, folks. And if you're listening to Undiscovered Gems, the radio show, or Undiscovered Gems on the if you're listening to Let's Chat and Jam, the podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and if you listen to Undiscovered Gems, you are going to hear the song Supernova, and it's coming up right now.
Let's go.
And